Okay, thanks again to those who have joined us, and welcome to our T-Level virtual event for parents at the Manchester College. My name is Megan and I'm one of the school liaison coordinators for the college, and we have also got my colleague Lindsay from the marketing team, and we're going to be your host for this evening. With us on our panel today, we have three of our assistant principals who oversee our T-level provision, and they're going to share their knowledge about T-levels and provide a deeper insight to the T-levels that we have on offer at the Manchester College. I'll hand over to them now so that they can introduce themselves. Chris, do you want to start?
Hello, my name's Chris Wright. I'm the assistant principal for automotive, construction, engineering and logistics.
Carol?
Hi, my name's Carol Whitworth and I'm assistant principal for business, computing and creative digital industries.
Fabulous. And finally, Julian.
Hi, I'm Julian Smith, assistant principal for sport, public service and care professions.
Fabulous. Chris is just having some technical issues, that's why you can't see his camera, but he's here with us anyway, so we'll be answering some questions. So we've got a lot to cover this evening, so we will get straight into it. So I think the first most important thing that our parents with us today will be asking is, what is a T-level? So Chris, can you tell us a little bit about T-levels and what they consist of?
Yeah, certainly. So a T-level is a new type of qualification that's available at the Manchester College from September 2021. They're a level 3 technical qualification, and they've been designed in partnership with industry experts and partners and are equivalent to studying 3 A-levels. They are a 2-year study programme that delves deep into the technical aspects of each of the subject areas, and in construction in particular, they rely heavily on project-led learning activities. But unlike other study programmes, the industry experts who've helped us design those qualifications also come to the college and help us deliver those qualifications, and students will spend significant amounts of time with those industry experts being taught by them. All the T-levels that you're going to hear about this evening are split into 5 different parts. Part number 1 is what's called core principles in science. Part 2 is the occupational specialism. 3 is English, maths and digital skills. 4th, and quite importantly, is the industry placement, which is a minimum of 315 hours or roughly 45 days. And then the 5th part is dependent on the particular programme you're studying, but it's what we call a licence to practice. So in construction, that's the CSCS card. They include significant amounts of time spent working out in the real world with the sponsoring employers on industry placements. And as I said, that's for a minimum of 315 hours or roughly 45 days over the 2 years.
Fabulous. So can you tell us a little bit about the T-levels that are on offer in your area, please, Chris?
Yeah, we've got 3 routes that are available based around construction. The first one is building services engineering, and the pathway that we've chosen for that is electrical installation. Second is design, surveying and planning, and the pathway that's being studied there is construction and the built environment. And the third one is on-site construction, where students will be learning about carpentry and joinery.
Fabulous. Carol, can you just give us an overview of the T-levels within your area as well, please?
Yeah, so there are 3 pathways in the digital T-levels. At the Manchester College, we're going to do 2 of them this coming September, and they are the digital business services, which that one encompasses everything to do with the kind of programs and interfaces and systems that you would use in any kind of a business. And it is really in depth, so like things like the finance world and that kind of thing. It's all the different systems that you might use in that. The other one is digital production design and development, and that is a programming T-level, if you like. So you learn how to program those systems from the other one. So they're both very different, but they're both really exciting. And just like Chris is very involved with the employers. The third one is the one that will be starting September 22, and that is the digital support services. And that's all about cybersecurity and network security.
Fabulous, lots on offer. And finally, Julian, could you tell us about the pathways available in your areas?
Yeah, so in health, we've got 3 different pathways. We've got the care of children and young people. We've got the assisting healthcare science, which is for people that are interested in sort of the biomedical sciences. And then the third one is the assisting adult nursing. And then for childcare, that's education early years pathway for those. So with the health, very similar course that you'll study in the first year, and then you'll specialise depending on the pathway in year 2.
Fabulous. So they're the T-levels that we have on offer this coming September to any year 11s who may have already applied or are thinking about studying a T-level. But can you give us some idea of the T-levels that will be on offer for September 2022, just for any parents of any year 10s that we have with us today? Carol?
Yes, so the ones that are on offer for September 22 is, as I have just said, for the digital support service one, which is a cybersecurity and network security, but also coming online for next September is the business administration. And then the following September would be finance and accounts.
Fabulous. And Chris, have we got any further T-levels coming in your area next year?
Yes, we have. We'll be starting delivery potentially of, again, 3 pathways around engineering and manufacturing processes. So things like product design, things like level 3 automotive, repair and maintenance, and production engineering. So those are the types of titles that we're likely to be running from September 2022.
Fabulous. And sorry, Carol, was you going to say something?
I was just going to say, I think the other thing just to mention there is about the transition programs in all areas as well.
Yeah.
Because what a transition program is a program, if the student isn't quite ready for the T-level with regards to the entry requirements, they can do the transition program for 12 months before going on to the T-level. It's like a get ready program, if you like, for all of the T-levels, and they're available for all of the pathways in September.
Fabulous. And you can find more information about our transition programs on the website. I think Lindsay's popped a link in if you want to take a look later on. Julian, have you got any more T-levels coming from September 2022?
Yeah, we've got the pure science that's ready in 2022. So again, anyone, you could come and potentially do a level 2 with us this year, and then the following year you could jump straight onto that level 3 T-level science course.
Fabulous. And some of the parents who are with us today may have heard about our brand new campus redevelopments, which we are all super excited about. So for Openshaw coming this September, and then our brand new city centre campus coming next year. Can you tell us a little bit about the facilities that will be available for T-level students in those new redevelopments, and also which campuses our T-levels will be offered for in each of your areas? Julian, would you like to start?
Yeah, so for both childcare and health, they'll be based at Openshaw from September. So as you said, there's some really fantastic facilities that are being built now, just being finished off ready in time. For the health, we have a hospital ward, mock one, obviously, and a care centre as well for those that want to go into the care section. For childcare, we've got a nursery, baby and sensory room as well. All these are industry standard, and actually if you looked at some of the facilities, you would expect most of them to be in universities, and some universities haven't got actually that standard facilities that we'll have.
Fabulous. Chris, what about the facilities for your students?
Well, as you said, we're building a brand new campus at the Openshaw site. It's ready for us to move into at the end of August. So in construction, you'll be studying at our Openshaw site, and you'll be in a brand new multi-million-pound purpose-built construction centre. That facility will include an exclusive T-zone learning centre where only T-level students and industry partners can access. So a very exclusive learning environment. That learning environment is designed to look and feel just like a city centre architect's office. And that's been advised and guided by our industry partners. You'll have access to the latest cutting edge technology and facilities, such as something that you might need to jot down. It's called a Trimble XR10 with HoloLens 2. That's a mixed reality piece of equipment that allows construction students to wear a hard hat with a visor that takes their BIM models and makes it come to life in front of their faces. We're utilising DJI drone technology, and students will study their GSV pilot's licence. We'll be doing things like 3D LiDAR scanning, reverse engineering, 3D modelling, and all of that is going to be brought together in an IT-rich immersive suite, which will house a range of augmented, virtual and mixed reality technologies. So really exciting, and probably I think it was in excess of £420,000 worth of brand new industry standard technology.
Wow, keeping our students right up to date with all the latest technology, it sounds super exciting. Carol, what about your areas? Where will students expect to study, and what kind of facilities will they be working in?
Okay, so for this first 12 months, we'll be at the Nichols campus, which is one of our current campuses. Obviously, as all the campus redevelopment happens, everything's moving around. So the Nichols campus will be purely digital students. So everybody who's going to be there will either be studying a digital qualification or a digital media qualification. So it will be quite, good in that respect about the buzz and, the kind of people that will be there. The following year, we will move into the brand new building that you've all probably seen that's been going up very quickly and is in, I believe I've been told today, is actually ahead of schedule to be finished. So we will definitely be in there by summer next year. And so for your second year of your T-level, you will be the first students to use the brand new building. However, as Chris has just said, we too have spent over £400,000 on equipment these last few weeks. And a lot of that will be delivered this year. I'm hoping some of it will be delivered for the start of the year. Because of COVID and the way the world is, there have been some delays on delivery, but we are hoping to have most of it in by Christmas. And some of the stuff that will be ordered is amazing. So the screens and the computers that the digital T-level students will have are completely mind-blowing away from anything any other students in the college have. The actual machines themselves are really high powered. They will have big curved screens, which you can split off into multiple screens so that you can see all your work. We're having a video, one of the walls will just be a video wall. We've too got some virtual reality equipment coming along. We've purchased some drones, but unlike Chris's, these are like programmable drones. So our students will be learning how to program the drones, not just fly them. But it's not in the same kind of level as Chris. It's all about the programming of the drones. We've bought some robots. We've bought all robotic. I don't even know how you'd say some of the things we've bought. But it is going to be absolutely brilliant. Unlike anything I've ever seen before, if I'm honest with you. Because the specifications of these qualifications are so in depth and so up to date that this is what's needed. It's like jump into 2023 now quickly so that we can keep up with the technology. So it is going to be absolutely amazing, and I think it'll be a second to none experience if you do decide to come and do T-levels with us at the Manchester College.
Definitely. It's a really exciting time for students who are joining us, and we're really kind of preparing them for when they do go out into the workplace, making sure that not only is our teaching second to none, but also the technical skills that they're learning on all of this equipment. It's just such an exciting time for everybody involved. So moving forward, there are lots and lots of pathways available to young people now, even more than when I was in school, and I guarantee that wasn't that long ago. So can you just give us quite an overview of what the difference of T-levels are compared to A-levels, vocational courses, and also apprenticeships?
Yeah, so the main difference between a T-level and A-levels is that there is a significant industry placement. And it's very, obviously you're focusing on one career path. So with A-levels, you would choose totally three different separate topics, where you might then go into university and choose a career path. Whereas with T-levels, you're choosing a career path straight away. the actual level of the T levels is at least as the same level as an A level. I personally, having seen specifications, would actually say it's like a level 3.5. So A levels sit at level 3. I'd say it's a level 3.5 because it is so challenging. And yeah, so the main difference is that is the long work placement that you do on a T level, the amount of employer engagement, as Chris has already said, because all of our T levels have been co-designed, co-developed, and are co-delivered by employers. So these are all really up-to-date, brand new, fresh qualifications. And the main difference, I suppose, between the T level and the vocational courses is purely the amount of employer engagement. All of our courses at the Manchester College have employer engagement. If you go onto our website, you'll see that there's two sides, if you like, to our course structure. There's the Centres of Excellence and there's the Industry Excellence Academy. And all of the T levels sit within the Industry Excellence Academy, because the main difference between the two sides is one is very, very heavily involved with employers and the other one is involved with employers, but not in the same extreme.
Fabulous. I suppose T levels are a nice blend of, an academic study program, so your A levels, and then also you're bringing in that work experience similar to apprenticeships as well. So it's kind of a perfect blend of both, really.
Yeah, it is very much a mix of an apprenticeship and an A level mixed together.
Definitely. Okay, so moving on, because I am conscious of time. Julian, can you tell us some of the characteristics of a successful T-level student? So what kind of students are we looking for on our T-level study programs?
Yeah, I think if you sort of hear all the panelists, they're all really passionate about the subject, obviously really excited. I think we expect the same from a T-level student. Are you actually passionate about that subject area? Because there's going to be a high level of element of going on work placement, you're going to have to be level of confidence, be proactive, obviously willing to learn different skills, able to communicate with different people at different levels. And the key thing is as well is being independent and also having that good time management skills, because as Carol said, it's going to be a lot on the course. It's really good and it's going to be worthwhile because it will put you in front of other people that maybe are doing A levels, but you'll need those good time management skills to make sure that you fit everything in and you do your best for every part of the element of the T level.
Fabulous. And I think that's across the board of T-level and transition students.
Absolutely.
So Carol mentioned our transition programs earlier on. Chris, can you just give us more of an in-depth overview of transitions and how they differ from the full T-level?
Yeah, sure. I think Carol really summed it up in three words, really. The transition program is a get ready program. As Julian's just been talking about, and as we've mentioned right the way through, students are going to be spending a considerable amount of time working with industry experts, whether that's in the college, in the classrooms or the workshops, or whether that's out in industry. And they do need those workplace behaviours, and they do need that resilience, they do need that confidence. And the transition course is for those students who aspire to study a T-level and want to grasp those opportunities and have that 2-year shop window and be in the talent pool that the employers are going to, recruit their future managers from. But for whatever reason, they might not quite be ready. That might be down to English and maths. It might be down to subject knowledge. It might be down to their confidence levels, their resilience, their workplace behaviours, their attendance, punctuality, things like that. So the transition program is designed to support students to be able to reach their aspiration of getting onto a T-level, but in being able to fix some of those issues that learners might not quite be ready with. It's designed to give you a flavour of the T-level, so it's a little bit of a try before you buy experience as well. But it gives us time to, over a 1-year period, to work with the students to fix and correct their behaviours and their English and maths. Still gives you an opportunity to work with employers because you'd be working with industry partners for up to 15 days. But it is a level 2 programme, not a level 3. So it covers the same subjects, not in as much depth, not quite as intense, still got industry partner behaviours in there. But as Carol said, it really is a get ready program, basically. And the ambition for all the transition students is that they would then move into the T-level the following academic year.
Fabulous. So if students don't meet the entry requirements for T-levels, then they can start off on a transition programme and work their way up. So can you give our parents just an overview of your entry requirements for each area, just so that they can discuss these with their young people and get ready for, their next steps?
Do you want me to start with that one?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so as you've heard, Carol's already said that her programme is a level 3.5. In some aspects, I think my program's a level 4 in some areas. So we've actually set the entry requirement quite high, because we don't want to set students up to fail. The whole point of these programs is to support students in getting into work. So applicants will need a minimum of 5 GCSEs at grade 4 or above, and this must include English and Maths at grade 6 or above, and a science at grade 5 or above. Applicants will also be required to successfully take part in an interview and attend our summer school. I'll just briefly mention something about the summer school, if that's okay.
Yeah.
We know that students maybe have had a bit of a rough deal over the last couple of years in terms of GCSEs at schools, teacher assessed grades, centre assessed grades, and it might not be that students are receiving the grades that they feel they're truly deserving of. So the summer school is an opportunity for us as a college and our employer sponsors to look beyond a student's academic achievement and look at the raw talent and the true potential that's within those students. So it's a short interaction with the teachers, with the subject area, with the employers, to actually look at, let's forget the GCSE scores, exactly who are you and do you have the potential to make a cracking T-level student? But yeah, the summer school is actually running at the moment, but don't panic about that if you've got somebody you'd like to join, because we will be running another summer school during induction week beginning the 13th of September. So if after what you've heard today, you think you do want to apply, you will need to go through a summer school process, but that will be taking place on the 13th of September. So make your applications as normal through the website. We'll pick you up at the other end and guide you through to the summer school.
Fabulous. That was a great overview of the summer school. And the summer school is something that is apparent on all of our T-level and transition programs. So Carol, do you want to just talk a little bit about your entry requirements and also when your summer school will be running?
Well, yeah, so our entry requirements are 5 GCSEs at grade 4 or above to include English and Maths. So not quite as high as Chris's, but still significant compared to, it's basically his A-level requirements. And our summer school, myself and Julian's summer school, are running from the 31st of August for 3 weeks. So it'll run for the 2 weeks before everybody else starts, and then the first week when everybody else has been inducted, that's the 3rd week. But again, if you haven't yet applied, it's not too late to apply. It's not too late for you to come on that. And if you go on holiday and you can't make the summer school, then we've also got plans to be able to do something at a later date, that 3rd week, with those students who can't make the summer school. Julian, I think Megan's frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, for ours is very similar to Carol's. Like we said, the summer school is at the same time, and the grade profile we'll need is 5 GCSEs, grade 4 and above. That includes English and Maths. The only difference is for the healthcare science route, we're wanting a grade 4 for science, obviously because of the amount of science that's in there. But apart from that, it's very similar. Obviously, there'll be an interview process as well. But as said before, if you're struggling about a summer school, if you're on holiday or anything, let us know, get in contact, and obviously we'll put processes in place to make sure that you can come onto the programme.
That's great, thanks Julian. And have you got anything else to add about summer school? I think you've got similar dates to Carol, haven't you?
Yeah, they're the same dates.
Yeah, brilliant. So next, if we could just talk a bit about some of the employer partners on each of the courses. Chris, would you like to start with some of the construction ones?
Yeah, sure. We've currently got 22 employers supporting the delivery of the T-levels. And some of those will be household names and you'll recognise some of them. So, for example, Kia Construction, Lovell, Vinci UK, Engie, Lend-Lease, Balmer and Kirkland, Wilmot Dixon, GMI, the MAD Group, Connelly Construction, the list goes on. So there are 22 employer sponsors working with us. And I think you'll appreciate from the names that I've just read out, they are not your, they're not small construction companies. These are national and multinational organisations with massive infrastructures, with significant opportunities, not only to be able to sponsor students to go on once they've finished at college to maybe degree level apprenticeship study, but also to offer them opportunities within their own organisations, management structures and training programs. We've had 12 students who've just finished a program, and 2 of those students have been offered degree level apprenticeships. 2 of those students have been offered internal management structures, so we'll get a degree without any student debt. 2 of them have been offered straight employment with training, and the remaining 6 have got really excellent university placements to go on and study building services, architectural design, so on and so forth. So some really big names.
And in my area, so we briefly touched on the IEA earlier, the Industry Excellence Academy. So that's where these employer programs sit. And within that area, we have several different models, if you like, of the way employers interact with us and work with us. And Chris's model that he's just described there is a consortium model. So he has lots of employers that are in with his department, and the students kind of do a bit of a rotation, and they go around all of them. In my department, we have quite a different model. And although we do have Lloyds Bank, you'll all have heard of Lloyds Bank, the vast majority of my employer sponsors are local businesses. What we found in digital, and because a lot of digital can be like self-employed freelance type work. So we've actually found that a lot of the really successful partnerships we've got with digital are with the smaller companies. And I say smaller companies, the company that is sponsoring the programming T-level is a company called Silverchip, and they're based in Manchester. And they have in excess of 35 employees. So it's not like a one-man band type company. But the beauty of the smaller companies in digital is that they get really involved. The CEO guy is the guy that comes in and does some of the delivery to the students, that does the guest lecturing, etc. So so we have every one of our T-levels has got a sponsor that is massively involved, both in the delivery and in the placement that you'll undertake during that time with us. We also have lots of other employers as well as the actual main sponsors. And if you come on the transition programme with us, you'll get to see a lot of those, because a lot of those employers are the ones that the transition students and other vocational students will go on. But I think we've got in excess of, is it 500 and something employers now across the college? I know there's a lot.
Definitely a lot.
Yeah, so we do believe as a college, our strapline is careers, not courses, and that's what we try to design our courses around, with the influx and the input, from the employers.
Fabulous. And Julian, what about the employers in your areas? What can our T-level students expect?
Yeah, so for the childcare education, we have a consortium of nurseries that have worked really closely with us. As we said before, really to build and our development work into what the curriculum actually is going to look like, what the assessment's going to look like, the opportunity for people to do master classes, and also that important part, as we described, is actually going on placement with them. And then for the healthcare science, we've got a new partnership with the Manchester University. It's sort of country world renowned for science, and they're going to offer us placements opportunity for that, but also doing master classes, and they've also given us some guidance on some of the facilities and the equipment. And then finally, for the adult nursing pathway, we've got the Manchester Trust, NHS Trust, that again has worked really closely with us with developing that new facility, the new hospital ward that we have, and then looking at what master classes and placements will take place in the year 2 of the programme.
Amazing. So there's lots and lots of experiences that our students can benefit from, not only on campus, but also out on that really important industry placement. So Chris mentioned about our exclusive zone for our T-levels, but we do have another package of benefits available just to make our T-level students a little bit more exclusive. So Julian, can you tell us a little bit more about the T Award?
Yeah, so the T Awards really a wraparound support that we have that's really unique to compared to other colleges that are offering T levels. So there'll be a £300 year bursary. Also, you've got all that equipment that we talked about. There'll be incentives as well and workwear. So some of the kit will be free and available. There'll be a bursary and access to our USEN, which is our higher education pathway that we have at the university as well. And also, as we talked, we have things like the master classes that we've mentioned, all the digital upskilling, and that important placement and those links, as Carol said, with partners, which is really unique to any other college.
Fabulous. Okay, so that's the end of our questions. We are quite short on time, and I know we've got quite a few questions coming through on our Q&A box. So now it's time for our Q&A session. Feel free to pop any questions that you do have in the Q&A function, and we'll try answer as many as we possibly can. And I shall hand over to Lindsay, who is going to take us through any questions we already have.
Brilliant, thank you. So somebody's asked if people do a T-level, can they progress straight into employment if that's what they want to do? I'm not sure who wants to answer that one. Maybe start with Carol.
Yeah, and that is the point of the T-level, really. There is, universities are accepting it at UCAS points, just like A-level. So if you wanted to go to university, you can. The other thing that's in the pipeline at the moment is the higher technical award, which is like it's going to be like a degree T-level, if you like. They're not quite out yet, but they will be there. But really, the point of the level 3 T-levels is that students are ready to go out into the workplace when they leave us at 17, 18, however old they are. Particularly in my area in digital, a lot of the employers I work with, they don't really want graduates in the same way as they used to want them now, because ultimately a lot of what they're learning at university can be, depending on the content, a little bit outdated. So if they're coming on a T-level where everything is massively up to date, the content is very current and up to date, it's influenced by the employers, then they are ready to go out, entry-level jobs straight away as soon as they leave the T-level. And one of the reasons why a lot of my partners partner with me, because obviously all the partners we have, it's like you all work together for a reason. And one of the things that the employers love about the partnerships we have with them is it's effectively a try before you buy. So lots of our students have gone on because we've got these partnerships with employers. Now it's not just something that we're going to do for the T-levels, it's just that we've made it even more for the T-levels. So a lot of our employers take on our students at the end of it because they've proven how good they can be and how great they are at doing a particular project. So yes, absolutely, you can go straight onto a job from a T-level. You don't have to go to university.
Brilliant, thanks, Carol. Somebody's asked when the final offers for this year's T-levels will be confirmed. Will this happen once GCSE results are published? Chris, do you want to answer that one?
Well, all students will get a conditional offer, on application. As we've talked at length, the process for getting into the T-level is incumbent upon taking part in the summer school. It's not just about the GCSE results, it's about attendance at the summer school, and it's about performance on that summer school. In particular for construction, you would then need to go through an interview with an employer, because it's the employer that you will be working with for 2 years. But clearly, when the results come out on, I think, the 12th of August for those GCSE exam sittings, if there are any concerns, I would just suggest getting straight in touch with the college. We'll be able to advise you about what your next options potentially are. But T-levels, it isn't all about GCSE results. The whole purpose of the summer school is to look beyond a student's academic achievements. We know things have been disrupted these past couple of years. That's why it's really important to take part in the summer school, because that's the student's opportunity to shine and to stand out from the crowd and to show us that, okay, well, I might need a little bit of support with my maths or with my English, but look at what programming skills I've got. Look at what, patient care types of skills I've got, or look at how creative I can be when I'm making a design for a new property. It really is an opportunity for a student to shine in front of the teachers and, most importantly, in front of the employers.
Brilliant.
Can I just add to that, if anybody has applied and not had a conditional offer, please get in touch with us, because you should have had a conditional offer by now if you've already applied.
Yeah. I think are you going to put all of the email addresses in at the end of the chat?
Yeah, I'll add all the information that people to contact us if we've got any queries or anything.
Okay.
Just moving on to another question. Julian, if you could answer this one. In terms of transition programs, is there one generic one, or are they specific to a chosen area? And someone's also asked, can we still apply for this September? And the answer to that is yes, that we're still accepting applications for this September, right up until September itself.
Absolutely.
And I'll add a link in the chat, but if you could just mention a bit about the transition programs and how they're specific to each area.
Yeah, so
that'd be great.
Yeah, so there isn't a generic transition year, even though obviously they will have similar elements to it. Each transition year, which is level 2, will be in each of the areas. So there'll be one in childcare, there will be one in health and social care, and then there'll be obviously one in Carol's area and one in Chris Wright's as well. So though there'll be similar elements, and the aim is, as we said, to actually build that person up ready for that level 3, they will be specific subjects that related and contextualized.
Can I just add to that, for digital it's slightly different in that we just do the one transition for digital. So no matter which T-level pathway you're going to embark on, you will do all 3 of those curriculums, if you like, within that one T-level. So for this coming year, you will do the one we will be doing next year, because obviously the transition students this year will have the choice of 3 T-levels next year. And the reason that we've done that is because particularly in a digital world, you do get a lot of people who think they're really into programming or really into cyber, and actually when they come along and see what it actually involves, they're not that into it. So it's about, because my area is quite fluid and a lot of the content can spill into each other, we decided to just do the one T-level so that all of the students, no matter which pathway, will have a taste of all 3 areas. And then at the end of that year, they can then choose which T-level to go on to.
Brilliant, thanks, Carol. I'm just trying to get through these questions. We've had quite a few here. Somebody's asked if students are expected to get placements themselves, or will you help them finding employee placements?
We find the placements.
Yeah, we find it.
Fantastic. Someone's also asked if all colleges have access to T-levels, or is it just us? I know I can start answering that and saying there are different colleges, in the Greater Manchester region that are offering T-levels, but I think I'd just reiterate that the T award is exclusive to us. I don't know if anyone wants to add to that, just in terms of our offer compared to other colleges.
Yeah, not all colleges are offering T-levels. You had to apply to offer and you had to meet certain criteria, and not all colleges can offer all T-levels. It depended on your college and your performance and your Ofsted grades and all the summits, and in some cases the qualifications you're currently running as well. So there will be T-levels on offer at other colleges, but not all colleges will offer them, and not all colleges will offer all T-levels. So it's about looking at what pathways you want and which other colleges are offering the ones that we're offering. We're offering most of the ones that are now available. But like Lindsay said, the main difference at the Manchester College is the T award and the summer school. And all our amazing new equipment.
Yeah. Somebody's asking if there's a limit on the number of students per subject area, probably thinking about class sizes, that kind of thing. Is anyone able to touch on that?
Well, you're right to mention class sizes, and I think there's an agreement that class sizes will be kept small. I'm in construction in my area. I'm looking for groups no bigger than 12. I don't think there is a limit on the number. Clearly, there's a consideration about viable class sizes. But, you know, if we get more students to be able to offer more T-level groups and we can find the employers and sustain that, then we'll put those groups on. I think, you know, we're looking to make this as successful as we possibly can. And the more the merrier, really. So if you've not yet applied, get in touch.
Brilliant, thank you. Just a few more kind of course specific questions. So a few people asking about official start dates for courses after the summer school. We have got enrolment week commencing the 6th, and then I believe the term starts the week after, but I don't know if there's any differences to that for each of your courses, or is it the same across the board?
You know, the induction week for regular courses is the 13th of September. But as I said before, with both Julian's and myself, our summer schools are running from the 31st of August. So that will spill into the induction week.
And for me, in construction, our summer school started this Monday the 5th, and is running for 3 weeks. Not too late to join if you want to, just get in touch. So we will have completed our summer school by the end of July, but we will be running another one week commencing the 13th of September, which is the normal start of term, which is the induction week. So students who want to get into a T-level will be doing the summer school as opposed to the normal induction week that other students will be undertaking.
Okay, brilliant. One for you, Carol. Somebody's mentioned that their child has applied for a diploma level digital media course, and they didn't know about T-levels before now. Will they be disadvantaged doing that course, or will the same technology be available that's available to T-level students?
Technology we have at the Manchester College is great anyway. You know, even the ones with the stuff that we've already got in place is already top range. The government have given some money out just for T-levels, hence why there's quite a lot of new equipment gone into the T-level area. But no, you're not disadvantaged on a diploma course, because the equipment they have on there is already really great. Plus, you know, depending on what campus you're on, the equipment's all shared across anyway, so they would have access to it. But if they've applied for a digital diploma, it's still not too late to come and have a look at the T-levels if they'd rather switch. You know, just because you've applied and been accepted on the regular course now doesn't mean you can't change your mind and move over to a T-level. And if he wants to have a conversation with a teacher, we can set that up whenever you like.
Okay, that's brilliant, thank you. Somebody has asked Chris on the construction course if their student is going to gain 5 GCSEs at level 4, but they don't get science, can they still do the T-level, or will they have to do the transition course?
No, I would highly recommend that you know, it's about the summer school in that situation. That's a perfect example of what we're talking about looking beyond the academia. And the reason that we ask for the science is and the rate set so high is the level of maths and physics that's involved in that T-level. So, you know, we would want to meet with the student. We would want to have a go through a summer school program, but no, that doesn't mean that they won't be able to study a T-level.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Somebody's asked here, would a T-level be a good recommendation for an autistic student which has high predicted grades at grade 8? I'm not sure who wants to answer that, but I think it's worth mentioning about obviously the, you know, the great support services we offer at the college as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. Myself and Carol have been meeting today with our support services department, and we've been meeting with different members of staff who are attached to each of our departments throughout the application process over the last couple of months, working out how we can best support students with high needs or particular learning difficulties. The fact is, let us know and we can support in, you know, the support we can put in place is phenomenal. And, you know, we can cater to everything. We just need to be aware, really. So, you know, give us a call, get in touch by email, just flag it up and let us know, and we can put the correct levels of support around the student to make sure that, you know, they are able to succeed on the T-levels.
Brilliant, thank you. So we'll just have to go to the last kind of question now. Apologies for not being able to answer all questions tonight. Obviously, you can get in touch by the inquiries form, or if you call the college, we can put you in touch with the right people, you know, if you want to speak to Chris, Carol or Julian as well. Just one for you, Julian. Someone's asked if they complete the T-level any of the health courses, is there any pathway to become a registered nurse or any external exam as part of that after they've completed it? Kind of how would they go on to become a registered nurse, really?
Yeah, I mean, for all of them, you could go on to be a registered nurse, but also the adult nursing is the main pathway and link that we've got with the NHS. So after that level 3, they could go on then to go to either NHS and do a higher apprenticeship and they'd be a registered nurse, or actually go forward and do a degree in nursing to be that registered nurse as well. So there's different pathways you do. It'd either be an apprenticeship with NHS, or it would be a degree that they have to do after level 3. But the answer is yes, it's set up so that they would go on to be a registered nurse.
Okay, brilliant. So just to kind of finish the session off, I'd just like each of you to kind of summarize in a sentence why you feel parents should encourage their child to do a T level, with it being a brand new qualification. Some people might feel a bit nervous about it, but why do you think parents should encourage their child to choose a T level, really? I'll start with Chris on that one.
Thanks for that, Lindsay. I would say that it is probably, in the 20 years I've been in education, probably the best opportunity for a student to work really closely with an employer. We talk to our employers about building talent pools. That's what we're building. And all of those 22 employers that I talked about, they're all looking and want to be fishing in that talent pool for their next managers. If you want your, if you're looking for your son or daughter to get into a really exciting career, have a fantastic 2 years, access to the best technology, some of the best teaching you can find, and rubbing shoulders with industry practitioners on a daily basis, come to Manchester and do a T level.
Thanks. Julian?
I think you just summed it all up there, didn't you?
I know, it's difficult to beat that. I mean, I would say that, obviously, you said the market is really competitive for jobs, and it always has been, and it will continue to be, particularly after COVID. And I think, as Chris said, what this will provide is that opportunity for placement, to get those skills, importantly, get those contacts as well. And you won't get that if you do an A level or an equivalent qualification. So for me, it's building up those employability skills and contacts with employers to ensure that you go on to do the career that you want.
Yeah, and just echo that, what Julian said, really, in that I think the biggest advantage is, and Chris, it's the employer involvement in your 2-year programme. You definitely won't get that on an A level. You will get some employer contact on a vocational qualification, but not to the depth and breadth of the contact you're going to have on a T level. So I would say the main reason would be around the employer contact.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we'll just wrap up tonight's session. Sorry, we've gone a couple of minutes over. I know everyone's keen to get to the pub and watch the football. But as I mentioned, I just want to say thanks to all our panelists tonight, and obviously everyone that's joined us. I think it's been a really useful session for parents. Someone did ask if this session will be available for parents after. What we can do is put it on the Manchester College YouTube, and I can also email attendees a version as well, so that, again, if anyone's missed out on the session or wants to watch it again, they can do. If your child would like to apply to Manchester College for September 22, please visit our website at tmc.ac.uk, or if you need to speak to someone about applying or want any more information, you can call us or email us on the details that I've put in the chat there. Again, for September 22 entry, while we're not accepting applications till October time, obviously keep an eye out on the website, and you can, of course, ask any questions you have about those courses as well. We do hope you have a lovely evening, and just thanks again for joining us. Thanks very much to our panelists again, and hope you have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.